Good evening. Welcome back to my gaming channel. Nick can't game, or can he? Uh, I hope you have all had an absolutely wonderful weekend. Uh, that you spent it with your family, friends, and loved ones. I hope you have a great week, and I'm very pleased to be spending this time here with you tonight. Tonight we are introducing a new game. Uh, it is, of course, if you're familiar at all with the games I tend to play, it's another wrestling game. I uh, I do tend to have a fondness for professional wrestling. It dates back to the 1980s. Uh, I remember as a teenager, um, you would see wrestlers and stuff like Cyndi Lauper music videos, Hulk Hogan guest starring on the A Team, that sort of thing. And, I got caught up in that a little bit, but I didn't really become a wrestling fan until uh, 1989 or thereabouts. I, you know, Saturday mornings, Saturday afternoons, there'd be nothing on TV to watch except sometimes I'd catch the 1 hour wrestling challenge or wrestling superstars that the syndicated show from what was then the WWF, and I enjoyed it, but I wasn't really caught up in it until I flipped over to TBS one Saturday late afternoon, early evening, and caught them their Saturday night show. I think it was a WCW Saturday night, and saw this angle where after a match, uh, Terry Funk had attacked the heck out of Ric Flair because Flair wouldn't give him a title shot, and I remember being caught up in it and thinking, the WWF had their cartoonish characters, their larger than life stuff, but this was something a bit more grounded, a bit more realistic, and it almost, no, not almost, it fooled me. They worked me and they worked me good and they got me. Uh, I bought it. And from then on, I had to watch that Saturday night show regularly to find out what was going to happen next and see how things would go. They had Rick off for a few weeks, selling the extent of his injuries, and I was hooked. Um, that angle and their eventual ending to that angle a few months later on one of the Clash of the Champions free specials on the TV for those of us who couldn't afford pay-per-views, where they had their I Quit match, blew me away. Um, and yeah, that was the, like I said, I caught some of the WWF hourly syndicated shows, but I wasn't really a fan until that. Um, and yeah, that's why you see most of my games here are wrestling games because I love it. 36 years later, I still love professional wrestling. I still love watching it. Mom and Dad and I went to a live show, and I think it was the Scranton CYC when the WWF was in town. It was 90, maybe 91, probably 91. Um, because by that point, Ultimate Warrior was feuding with Randy Savage when he was still calling himself the Macho King. I still have a lot of grainy pictures from the camera I took to that show. It was a Kodak disc camera. If anybody remembers those, where instead of rolling film, you just popped in a disc containing the film, and then you sent that disc off to be developed after you were done with it. And yeah, I grew up watching a lot of wrestling from the time I was 19 until now, where I'm almost 35. In fact, in 2 weeks from tomorrow, I'll 35. What am I saying? Oh, I wish I was 35 again. Goodness me, to be that young. No, I'm almost 55. In fact, I'll be 55 2 weeks from tomorrow. And I'm here all these years later playing wrestling games. And this new one, Pro Wrestling Sim, is called, was introduced to me by videos on YouTube from another YouTuber. His channel name is Wrestle Labs. Great channel. He does a lot of these simulation games as well. Videos for them. I'll put a link in the description to this video. Go check him out. He has a great voice for this kind of thing, and his videos are always enjoyable. And like I said, give him a check out when you're done watching this. And let's flip over to the game from here. And let's get started. Okay, so the scenario for this particular game, you can have all sorts of scenarios, but for this game, the scenario is that in recent times, Ric Flair has bought the rights to the WCW name, images, intellectual property from WWE, and gotten a deal to show the new WCW on Amazon Prime. This is our first episode of the new WCW Monday Nitro, and it has taken me hours upon hours to get this set up. First, I had to go and hire all of the performers for the show, place them in the positions on the card, upper card, main event, upper mid card, lower mid card, etc. And wait to see if the people I offered contracts to would sign the contracts. And I had to create a whole honkin' new spreadsheet just to keep track of everybody who had signed with me and where they were and whether they were in the main divisions, whether they were in the light heavyweight cruiser division, that sort of thing. And yeah, that took quite a few hours to set up, and now that it's set up, I'm here doing this video for you. And we're going to run through our first Monday Nitro, and I did a lot of. It takes quite a bit of work to set up and book what is basically a. If this were real life, it would be a 2 hour long show, um, airing on Monday night, prime time on Amazon Prime. And it's all booked out. We can see here. Um, we're starting off with tournaments for the major titles. Um, the major titles for this new WCW are the WCW United States Championship, the Women's Championship, uh, Cruiserweight, World Heavyweight Title, and World Tag Team Championship. On this tonight's show, we're going to see 2 matches each for the women's tournament, the TV title tournament, and the U.S. title tournament. And we're going to see how well it goes, what kind of reception we get, and whether or not I have any ability to book a show that doesn't suck. But we're all booked out here, and let us go down and hit the start show button to see how things go. Are you ready to begin the show? You will not be able to return to the booking screen. Yes, I'm ready to start the show. Okay, we start off with a show introduction, where a video is shown showing several of the stars of the company, and to try to hype up the crowd. 3 of our people here get increased popularity. Some of them are already so popular that they don't need to get more popularity, but we'll put them on the hype package to get that going. So we get an 89% approval rating for that. And on to the next, which is the first match in the women's world title tournament. And we hit the next segment to move on to that. The next segment is a 2-star match featuring a performer going by the name of Mercedes Moné currently. She used to be in the WWE as Sasha Banks. She's also an actress appearing on a few episodes of the Star Wars TV show The Mandalorian. And in this case, she won her match pretty well. She's got a decent reaction, better than expected considering she's a heel, which is a bad guy. She put in a huge effort. The crowd enjoyed the entrance. Working in with the road agent who helps produce the show, got them a higher quality match. Quality 65%, 2-star match. Crowd reaction was 68%. Not great, but not horrible. Final score 64%. Next, we move on to the first match in the TV title tournament. A wrestler who's been in the business for a few decades called PCO versus a wrestler from they used to be known in the WWE as Enzo Amore, who now goes by the name Rio 1. The match notes say that his intimidating presence added to the match. PCO's selling skill raised the match quality. Rio 1's gimmick helped. The agent did the heavy lifting and putting the story together. The finish slightly hurt the match quality. The finish kind of killed the crowd. The finish was PCO losing his temper and not being able to put it, Real One away, and beating him down with a chair for a couple of minutes. And as a result, it apparently killed the match quality. Um, Match quality 52%. The crowd wasn't happy with the ending, so that's only a 42%, and a final score of 41%. Next segment. Uh, Real One's popularity increased. We did a segment where the medics come out and attend to him and take him off in a stretcher. And we got 78% reaction final score to that. So that brought a bit more of a reaction from the crowd, which is a good thing. Next, we have a women's tag team title match between Mandy Sachs and Daria Berenato, who used to be in the WWE as Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville, versus two women who also used to be in the WWE under the tag team name of the Iconics, Jessie McKay and Cassie Lee. And they tried to steal the show. It didn't quite work because the fans felt like they didn't have the wrestling ability. I don't agree with that, but that's okay. They had a boost to performance because of their gimmicks. The former Iconics were excellent in tag team situations. Our road agent did a good job in putting the story together. They both have good chemistry as teams, and they helped the match quality. The winners were Mandy and Daria, and they got an increase to their quality. The Iconics in their loss slightly had a decrease in their popularity. The road agent helped everyone in this segment. Mandy got the pinfall victory. The crowd reaction was 68%. Match quality was only 59% for a final score of 62%. And now we move on. And retired wrestler, legendary Bret Hart, enters the arena and talks about his debut, that he's joined the new WCW. He's going to be working in a backstage role. And he's glad to be with the company again. And we move on to the next segment. The next segment is an advertising for some new t-shirts that WCW is selling for the following stars: Rebecca Knox, formerly known as Becky Lynch in WWE; Joe Hendry, who is in real life one of the most entertaining performers in any promotion. He's someone who they call the 15-year overnight sensation because he's been in the business for 15 years, but just within the past year or so, his career has really taken off. He had a successful hit single with his theme song on iTunes a few years back, and he's riding a wave. He made a surprise appearance in real life at this year's WrestleMania, facing off against Randy Orton. And his slogan is, I believe in Joe Hendry, and the people really respond to him greatly whenever he shows up. Um, he was recently the champion for a company called TNA, and with the working relationship between TNA and the WWE, he would show up on WWE programming quite a bit, especially their developmental program NXT. He's one of my favorites. I like to talk about him a lot and watch interviews with him, that sort of thing. The other person who's getting a new T-shirt on this advertisement is Nick Nemeth. In WWE, he was known as Dolph Ziggler, a very talented performer who never got treated the way he should have been treated by the WWE when he was there, and so he struck out for greener pastures, and he's been having a good bit of success now, also in TNA. And with that advertising over, we come back to the show. Another preliminary match for the women's world title tournament. And this is Rebecca Knox, Becky Lynch, formerly facing off against an indie wrestler named Alex Windsor. Looks like we got us a 3.5-star match. And a 75% crowd reaction for 71% overall. Becky advances in the tournament, and that's a pretty decent match rating. And next up, we have the first match in the U.S. title tournament, which will be against a wrestler known as Malachi Black and YouTube star Jake Paul, who recently had a boxing match against an old, not quite in shape Mike Tyson. So this match here, Malachi had his selling skill raise the match quality. His style impressed the crowd. Jake had a boost because of his gimmick. Better reaction than you expect. The crowd enjoyed their entrances. Jake had the victory here, so his popularity went up while Malachi's went slightly down. Malachi is a good teacher, so Jake working with him helped. Jake got the victory. 97% crowd reaction. Really nice. Not a great match quality, 59%. Total overall final score was 83%. I'll take that. That works very well for me. Next, we had, his picture isn't on here for some reason, but we had a backstage interview with part-time wrestler, full-time music superstar Bad Bunny, being interviewed by Nikki Garcia, known in WWE as Nikki Bella. She now works for our new WCW. And so he had an interview with her where he was talking about Jake Paul and wanting to get his hands on him later in the tournament. And Jake was walking backstage after his match and ran across the interview happening, got into a verbal altercation, and the gimmicks and the star power helped, and our rating there was an 87%. Next we go on to the next match, which is also a match in the U.S. title tournament. Kensuke Takeshita, who is currently in real life in AEW, a rival company to WWE, and Miro, who was known in WWE as Rusev, just left AEW himself, and I believe in real life he has just re-signed with the WWE. So we'll move on and see how that match goes. By aiming to steal the show, the workers really upped their game in the ring. And... Oops. Oops. My mistake. The Takeshita versus Miro is the next match. Oopsie! Anyway, this match was a preliminary match in the TV title tournament between wrestler EC3 and Japanese wrestler Yuki Ueno. They were looking to steal the show. They really upped their game in the ring. They had a boost of performances because of their gimmicks. Adding to the match was apparently Yuki's good looks. The chaos in the match really improved the crowd's reaction and masked what would have otherwise been a worse match. EC3 got the victory and is moving on in the tournament. Match quality of 77%. Crowd reaction of only 59% for a total final score of 59%. And now on to the match that I was telling you about because I forgot that it comes after this match. Oops, my bad. Next match, again, is that U.S. title match. The workers upped their game in the ring. The star power added to the match. Takeshita is getting a better reaction, riding away from momentum. His selling skill raised the match quality, put in a huge effort. It looks like Miro's manager, his real-life wife, CJ Perry, interfered in the match, but Takeshita got the victory anyway. As a winner, his popularity went up. Miro slightly went down. The crowd reaction was at 70%. Match quality 77%. Final score, you'd think with those two the final score would be higher, but it's only 67%. Now we're moving on to a little bit of showing a celebrity in the crowd, which is celebrity Stephen Amell, best known for his time starring on the TV series Arrow as the bow and arrow using superhero the Green Arrow. So to get a little bit of a bump from the crowd, we show an image of him on the screen, being in the crowd enjoying the show. And next we move on. An advertisement for Amazon Prime Video, which is our the company that's allowing us to put this show on the air. So we had our superstars, the owner of the new WCW, Ric Flair, WCW legend, Bill Goldberg, Brock Lesnar, one of the women in the upper mid-card of our women's division, Daria Berenato, and MMA legend Ronda Rousey. So we did a video advertising our program and advertising the streaming service that our program is on. The star power is added to the work of the promo, and the advertisement segment got us a 98% rating. Next we had Joe Hendry coming out to the ring for his match, and on the way out he cuts a promo saying that he really wants to see Brock Lesnar in the finals of the match, the finals of the tournament, and that he intends to become the first world champion of the new WCW. 78% final score. The promo was helped by his status as a People's Champion and Brock's status as a star. And the main event of the night is the world title match, preliminary first match of the world title tournament, um, which is Joe Hendry against high-flying superstar El Tejano Jr. Joe got a boost to his performance because of the nature of his gimmick. He really looked like a star in this match. It boosted his popularity. El Tejano, as the loser, lost a little bit of popularity. They were working with road agent Arn Anderson, and that helped in the segment. Only a 59% reaction from the crowd. 65% show quality, match quality. Could have been better. And final score of 57%. And we end the show and we see all of our segments here and how well they did. And our final show score was 74%. We had popularity increases, 0.5 in every country where it was watched. So now we end the show. We advance the people who were in tournaments in their tournaments. Yes. Do I have to hit this for every person who was in the tournament? I have to hit this for every person who was in the tournament. Instead of advancing everybody, I have to do it manually. Okay. So let's see. Summary. We sold 5,000 tickets. Got 200,000 in ticket sales, and that's after giving the workers their gate share clauses. We had 1,766,000 viewers and 295,000 in income for our showing on Amazon Prime, and that ends this the first Nitro of the new WCW, and we're going to end in this video here as well. Exit to main menu, exit the game. Okay. And I thank you for spending this time with me. I am always grateful to have you watch these videos, to be a part of your lives, to have you be a part of mine. You mean the world to me. I love you all. And remember to always be good to each other. It's the highest calling in the world. Show each other kindness, compassion, mercy, and love. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Take my love with you everywhere you go. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon.